I do want to fast forward now to today after starting the 3 of 7 project and what you've been up to with that specifically and how you're seeing it impact people's lives. And how are you seeing that mindset change helping people? What are some of the obstacles they're having to overcome? What's working? What's not working? What's going on with the project now?
Yeah, Dustin, thank you, man. It's crazy that you guys allow me to come on here and talk so much about myself and what I'm doing. I mean, I just, a lot of times I feel like I don't deserve it. I'm sitting here and I get to talk about all the stuff that I'm doing, and I know you guys are doing awesome stuff too. So thank you for asking these questions. So 3 of 7 project, how do we achieve that growth in terms of body, soul, and spirit? The main way that we achieve it is by way of training. So the last part of my SEAL career, I was a SEAL instructor, and that's where I learned that I had a real passion for teaching or instructing. Everything from building curriculum to just putting pieces together and creating this, really cool training mission. And I was doing that obviously for SEAL platoons while I was active duty, but I just loved it, dude. I love teaching, even just being up in front and teaching someone a new skill or something like that. And so once we started 3 of 7 project, I knew that was my strength, was being a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And so really the pinnacle of what we do at 3 of 7 project is our training missions that we do. I say it's the pinnacle because I'm spending time with people face to face. I think that's our superpower at 3 of 7 project. Like, by way of our training missions, I now have spent time with thousands of individuals face to face, doing something hard with them, like right there with them.
Yeah.
Over the last 3 years. Like, that's the pinnacle. Because you can listen to this podcast, man. You can go, whatever, watch a freaking thing on YouTube that motivate. You can do all this stuff, but until you subject yourself to this training or this pain, and you actually feel it and you actually have to work through it, and I'm there with you, or somebody else who is there with you to mentor you and help you work through it, like, you don't really freaking know how to get through it, man. You got to feel it.
Hands-on.
It's got to be hands-on. And so, I've designed all these training missions. They have different titles. Like, one of my training missions is called the Rite of Passage. We go out here in these mountains and we simply hike for 24 hours straight. They're not allowed to sit down or stop. So for 24 freaking hours, the team is moving forward. And you don't think that's hard? Come on out and do it with me.
Yeah. Without a sit-down break, 24 hours.
It will freaking eat your lunch, son. Every time I do it as a dang instructor, it's my course. Every time I do it, I'm like, why the crap am I doing this, man? But then when we get done and I see how it changes these people, I'm like, I can't stop doing this.
Mm-hmm.
As long as people want to come, I'm going to keep doing this. And the main struggles that we see with people, again, it all has to do with how they think. People just don't freaking think right, man.
The brain, yeah.
And they don't understand they're in control of how they think. You are in absolute control of how you think. You know why? Because you're in control of your actions. I hope we can all agree that we are in control of our actions.
For sure.
Okay? Your actions influence and develop the way that you think. So you have to control your actions, and that will therefore control or improve the way that you think. And people's habits and the things, the way they've been raised and their habits and even the bad habits they've developed, They just get so deeply ingrained. So their actions are all jacked up. And so therefore their thinking is all jacked up. And so we have to change that, man. And people are asking me, well, what are you talking about, Chad? The way you think, like, or how do I improve the way that I think? And I think it's a really simple formula. I mean, for me, then we can go into any of these however deep you want. But for me, the first thing you have to do is take steps to change your environment. You have to take steps to change your input. By change, I mean improve. Improve your environment, improve your input, and then take steps to improve your output. And when you do those things, it's going to impact how you think. And when I talk about thinking, like, for me, the pillars of mental toughness are the ability to be patient, the ability to stay present, and the choice to be deliberate or intentional with everything that you do. So that to me is the formula.
Let's break that down with an example you've seen. So, starting with that environment, how would you recommend people change and improve?
Yeah, I see it. I mean, I see it every day. People, it's on all levels in terms of environment. It's everything from the cleanliness of your house, like the environment you're in. Is it is your place a freaking dump? Are you keeping stuff up? Are you picking up after yourself? Your environment, meaning the relationships that you're in, right? Who are you spending time around? That's impacting your environment, right? There have been so many people in my life, man, like even family members. I'm telling you, man, if you are not bringing positivity to my environment, I'm not going to be around you. I'm not going to freaking talk to you. I just ain't going to do it. Yeah. And I'm not saying that if you're my friend, like, you can come to me on a bad day and I'm going to help you through that. But there've been so many people in my personal life and probably in all y'all's life that are just a freaking nagging nuisance, man. They never have anything good to say about what you're doing. They never have anything good to say about life or the world or what's going on in their lives. And they're just dragging your dang environment down, man.
It's toxic for sure.
Toxic, man. A lot of people are in an environment for the majority of their life at their job, and they freaking hate it, man. They hate it, and they don't have the courage to walk away from it. Okay? And I get it, man. Some people are sitting here saying, yeah, Chad, but I've done this job for 25 years, and this is what I do, and I can't walk away from this. I have a family to feed. I have children. I can't make that transition. Okay, well, if you don't have the courage or you legitimately don't have the option to walk away from that environment and to put yourself in a new environment, then your option is to be the change in your environment.
Yeah.
Like, you always have that option.
Lead where you are.
When people start complaining, talking crap around you, dude, I'm not going to listen to this. I'm going somewhere else. If y'all can't act right, I'm going somewhere else, right? So you always have that option. I just think a lot of us we just feel like we're stuck in whatever environment that we're in, and we don't want to put in the effort to make it better. And whether that's cutting people out of our lives, whether that's picking your crap up, whether that's changing something, just any change that you can make that's going to clean up that environment that you're in.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the input is all about what you're allowing into your mind, like directly. You're in control of that. And that's all about the media, the podcast you're listening to, the music you're listening to. Music's huge, dude. And this is radical, by the way. whatever, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you want to win? Like, do you want to get better? Well, it's going to take radical change. It seems radical because the rest of the world are a bunch of freaking non-playable character turds, dude.
Yeah. Passive.
So
complacent.
any change you make is going to seem radical in light of the world.